Okay, I'm back.
All right.
So yeah, let me know if anybody chats anything. I'll click over to it every once in a while too. You can just click over. Yeah, I can just click over. It's not a big deal. It might even do a little pop up. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off uh, global chat. Turn off system chat too. And
I'm suiciding my defenders, by the way.
oh, nice. Oh, just to show off that.
They
That's
don't even
good.
reach. It'll be next turn. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a good thing to demonstrate.
Since I'm assuming we're not, well, I mean, maybe it's even useful to show that without any defenders, the cities can be taken in one turn. So later in the game, we can vacate a few cities and show that.
Hmm, that's true.
Show the difference in range between defenders and offensive units.
Yep. Yeah, the range is huge because I think it makes it a lot scarier. Because people can cut the distance to you very quickly. Okay, I don't know if anyone's actually joining us. But if you are joining us and you've joined us right now, you can send me questions in the chat. Okay. Do you want to like actually get started? We'll do like a little intro.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you mean by intro, but sure.
Okay, let's do it. Hello and welcome to this demo and Q&A of NEETs of Gēcí. I'm getting the damn box, and with me is. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Nope.
With us is
I am the
Dan.
disembodied voice.
Excellent. Okay, good. That makes it even scarier. You're getting defeated by a disembodied voice. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate how this game is played from the basics to some of the balance things you can expect. Um, I know the game has already started for you, and actually, our second turn just ended. Ooh, I got a message. Oh. Whoa. Weird. Okay, let's start over. Ready? I'm gonna close out of Facebook. All right. Hello, and welcome to this demo and Q&A of NEETs of Gēcí. I'm getting the damn box, and with us is Daniel, who will be my co-pilot and co-demonstrator as we take you on this journey. Um, so we're going to show you the basics of this game. I know we're already on turn 2 or 3 actually by now of the game, so you've already had a chance to mess with it a little bit and get frustrated. But hopefully that'll help you kind of better understand the context of all of this. So, uh, Daniel and I have chosen our starting countries. I'm over here, the orange air traffic controller. City is called Frenzy. And Daniel has taken the City of Freedom, country Wolf Parade. Let me zoom in over here so I can show you my country and my city. This is my city. It's called Frenzy. Um, when you click on the city, you can see a few things about it, a few pieces of information. Don't worry about population, that isn't actually important. Income is going to be the same pretty much all the time. It'll just be 200 for every city. Some slight differences with the larger countries. We won't get into that so much, but the differences aren't very big. Um, the important thing here is this area that says how many units you have available. These are the units that you can buy. And down here is where you actually buy your units. So there's only 2 kinds in this game. units that specialize in defense and ones that specialize in offense. You can see that every city starts with 10. See 10 right here, 10, 10, 10. Tool for some reason doesn't have any. Hey Dan, is Tool undefended?
Which one?
Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I don't really know why.
Not for me.
Oh, okay. All right, good. It's just a graphical thing then. That would be bad. All right. So they all start out with 10, even the neutral ones. Uh, those are the defense troops. Those troops are very slow. They don't move a large distance in any one turn. They're very good at defending, and they are terrible at attacking. As you can see, well, I won't show you moving them yet. First, I'm going to make 10 offensive units, just like that. Now you can see in the city I have 10 defense units, 10 offense units, and I can move the units by clicking Move Units. Now you can see all of the units that I have available are displayed here in this box. Um, Currently, I have no units selected to move. I can use this slider to pick the units that I want to move. So say that I want to move 5 defenders. I move the slider over to 5, and then I click this green button to move those units. Most of you have figured this out already, so that's good. You can see the defenders can't cover a lot of ground. Let's try that again, move units, but let's include some offense needs also. Same thing, you can see that they only go as far as the slowest unit, which is the defense needs. Let's move the offense needs on their own. Go here, move the only the offense needs slider over to all of them, 10, and then click Move Selected Units. Now you can see they can cover a lot more ground, a lot more dangerous. They can attack this city, this one, or they can start making some progress toward, another area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attack this city over here by clicking on it and moving the units to there. And I'm going to move my defenders actually. Not an advised move, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to move them toward Daniel. Spoiler, Daniel.
Spoilers. By the way, you couldn't see the numbers on the cities that are too far away.
Got
So it's
it.
not that they don't have any units, it's just you don't have any scouting information on them.
Copy. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. All right, so you can see the clock down here is showing we have 11 and a half hours until this ends. This turn ends. We're not going to make you wait that long. I'm going to do something that I will never do in the real game, which is hit end turn. So now we've skipped over to the next turn. When you skip over to the next turn, and when you join after a new turn has started, you get this screen, which is the sort of pre-turn screen. You can see you can select start turn to actually go into the next turn. But in this pre-turn screen, you actually get a little box here that summarizes battles that have gone on. So let's actually zoom in so we can get a better look at this battle down here. It'll actually play a little animation for you to show you how your troops are doing, how they did in that battle. You can also hit this pull down box to look at other people's battles, though it might only show you battles that are within your sort of view range. Okay, so you hit play and that'll show you how your battle turned out. These are your troops, they're on the attack, ouch, and these are the defenders, they're on the defense. So it was a close call, but my troops did not take the city. So now that we've seen how that all turned out, we can hit start turn. A little status update that Daniel's joined us. And you can see all my troops were wiped out, and there's one defender left on that neutral city. So this gives you a taste of the balance and how well your attackers will fare against defenders in a city.
You actually fared better than I thought you would.
Yeah, no, that was actually pretty lucky, I think. You can't always expect to get quite that close. Uh,
Swack says hi.
oh, he does? Great. Hello, Swack. All right, I'm going to end the turn. So we're basically going to take you through a few turns here. I think I want to get us to turn 15, though we'll kind of speed through a lot of those. And we're taking your questions. So if you have any, send them in the chat box, and we will try to answer all of those. So looks like Daniel got into a fight here. Let's see how he did. Oh, he attacked with all of his
Poorly.
troops. He attacked with all of his offense. They did not do well. And then the defensive troops are really bad on the attack. He managed to get the defense down to 1. Also, it took the sacrifice of all 20 of his troops. Brutal, brutal assault. And he didn't take the city. Moving on to turn 3. You can see that when I click on my city, there's no available units, and it tells me that units are available in 2 turns. So everyone's going to get reinforcements periodically. Until that happens, for me, I really can't do anything. Again, I'm moving my defensive troops here just for the sake of demonstration, but they're very slow, and as you just saw, they are not going to be good on the attack. So if you only have defensive troops, you might want to sit tight. We'll end this turn. And we get this message because it's waiting for Daniel to go to his turn, but that's okay. It looks like nothing happened combat-wise this turn, so we'll just go ahead and start it. Just want to point out a few extra things for you here. This is your gold. Right now I have about 1,500 gold. A single offense NEET is 100, and a single defense is 80. This is my income. That's how much money I make per turn. You can see I make 200 off of my city, and then I lose a little bit of that because I have some troops. The more troops you have, the more you have to pay each turn. All right. Moving this way, and I'll end my turn. One thing that I do want to get to is how troops kind of can intercept each other. Daniel, do you want to try to run into my troops?
Sure.
So how it works is, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Daniel, but basically, when the turn ends, so you all obviously do your turns at the same time, more or less. When the turn ends, it takes all the people who took a turn and it gives them a random order. And everybody's turns are executed in a random order. So if you're trying to chase an enemy, there's a chance that you'll move first and you'll catch them, and there's a chance that they'll move first and they'll run away. Everybody only has their first move executed in the first round of sort of the first order. Let me just demonstrate this. So, for example, I'm moving these defenders, right? And I'm going to move only 5 of them. And I'm going to move them this way. And then I'm going to take these 5, and I'm going to move them this way. These guys moved first. So these ones will go in that first blast of turns where it goes through every player's turns. Then once everybody's turns have been processed, the first layer of them, these guys will go, and they'll also get placed in a random order. So the important takeaway from this is, if you're trying to do something that's time sensitive, like trying to catch an enemy army, make sure you make that move, the time sensitive one, first in your turn. Did that make sense, Daniel?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
I hope. The thing is, I know how it works.
Right.
So, of course, it makes sense to me, but
yeah. I would just say, if you're trying to do something that could get messed up by another player, depending on what they do that part of your turn first.
It's also worth noting that it doesn't actually matter when in the turn you make your move. It just matters relative to your other moves. So if the first thing you do is move some of your troops, that'll go at the same time that everyone else's first movement.
Yes. Yeah, no. Yeah, very very good point. It doesn't matter if you wake up at, 10 a.m. or whatever and exactly make your move at 10 a.m. in 30 seconds, or if you wait till the very last second, 9:58 p.m. That totally doesn't matter. Right? That's what you're saying, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So what should we do here? Oh, there was a battle. Okay. All right. So nice. You managed to take that city. Okay. So now Daniel has two cities now. If you were looking at his income per turn, it would be much higher than mine. What's your income per turn right now?
It hit 237.
237. Oh, right now?
That's minus whatever troops I have.
Okay, yeah. So he has a lot of troops, so that's what's subtracting his income from
Well,
turn.
also when you take over a city, your income is dropped apparently to half for a
Mm,
while. I think it goes up at to 100% after 2 turns.
right. Oh, it looks like it actually
Um,
goes up a little bit higher too. Mine's at 110 now with my home city.
yeah, the tooltip says it increases 2% per turn
Mm-hmm.
after 100%, and then 25% per turn from 50 to 100%. But once you take the country, its income is halved for a little while.
Got it. All right. I'm gonna kind of split up these armies and just kind of get some conflicts going here.
So the first thing I'm doing is moving my bottom 1 unit at your stack
Oh,
to see
really?
if I can cause a battle and you to stop moving.
Interesting. All right, we'll see what happens.
I don't think it will. I don't know what decides who goes first. I think it's slightly more than random, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I thought there was some determining factor. At the very least, it's a weighted random thing.
Oh, I was reading
So
it
there
today
are
and they.
some things you can do.
Okay. If you're inclined in kind of looking at overviews, there's a bunch of overviews on the top bar here. Um, Cities, you can see just a summary of your cities and the reinforcements they produce. Finances, same thing. You can see how much your countries are producing and your expenses for your troops. The details of that. You can see who's playing, and you can see all the available units. You're only going to be using basically these two: NEETs offense, NEETs defense. NEETs based tumbler you'll use infrequently. Of course, it's very important because it's the way you win, but it's not really an attacking troop. And then down here, don't worry about these guys. They're just various markers and things that only I will use. Okay, so we have a
So
random
apparently, I
battle.
stopped one of your troop movements
Oh, okay.
by launching my one guy and suicided it into your stack.
Sweet. Okay, so you basically intercepted one of my groups there.
Yeah, I was assuming it would have stopped more of them. Maybe because they all originate from the same stack.
Hmm.
It counts as one move, kind of. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna move these guys. Take this city. I'm gonna start building toward a meat space tumbler actually, so I'm gonna suicide these defense. Because I think that's probably the last important thing I want to show. Okay, lots of battles going on, all disastrous, I'm sure. Oh, this one went well. It was only a couple defenders against my troops there, so we took the city. Uh, Daniel is mutilating me over here. And I still have some random survivors. I'll just throw them at your city.
All right, thanks.
Well, I'm just trying to build up my income so that I can demonstrate a meat space tumbler. Okay, so when I took that city, you can see that I got more reinforcements. That's because each city has its own set of reinforcements. So if you have two cities, you get double the available units every turn.
Every 4 turns.
Oh, sorry, every 4 turns. So I'm gonna keep expanding. Oh, I want to take um, tool. Can you head some troops over at the tool capital? Maybe.
I can in. Oh, maybe I can this turn.
Okay. So another fun thing, it looks like the number of defenders on the neutral cities is growing.
Yeah.
Nice. That's fun.
So I think I intercepted one of your troops that last turn. It's really the recap is weak.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see. You have to like have an idea of what you want to happen, and then you based on that you can figure out what actually happened. But when
But
you're just
I
throwing
definitely
troops
stopped
around
one of your
randomly.
stacks from attacking my city.
Oh, nice. So basically what you're saying is no matter how big or small your sort of group of troops is, if you intercept them in the field outside of the city, the enemy troops will just stop right there, right?
Yeah, if you can intercept them,
Right. Okay.
because you have to make sure that you get that first move and that they don't move first and attack your city while you're out walking.
Nice. So theoretically, you could run into a situation where your city's about to be totally overrun. You have reinforcements coming in one turn. You throw out one random troop just to cut off the enemy, right?
Yep,
Nice.
you can hope.
All right, we're trying to take Tool here. So this is not the capital of Tool. You can tell because the Hope is the capital. It has a star, and the other one just looks like a circle, which I'll show you in a second. I think we
And you
managed
can
to
note
take it.
also that 19 versus 12 was one with 2 survivors. That's the type of numbers you should expect to need to take over a city.
Yeah, yeah, very good point. That first attack that I did, where got them down to one with just 10, that was I don't know if that was lucky, but I think that was definitely on the luckier end of how you can expect it to go. So this is probably a bit more common. All right. So what you see here is that this is a city that in a country that I don't control. You control the city by controlling the capital. Um, so you can see the income starts out very low, um, and it goes slowly. So it says that it increases 25% every turn. That's what happens normally, but it only increases 5% every turn on foreign territory. So your gold income from a city in a country that you don't control is going to be pretty low until you capture the capital. It also says that you can't make reinforcements on foreign territory. So this city is actually pretty weak right now because I don't control the greater country. You should think about that, especially when you look at Andrew Bird, also because capital's over here, and the other two cities are way over here. That can affect, whether you choose to attack it or not, which side you want to attack it from, what are the circumstances under which you think it'd be valuable to attack it, and so forth. Uh, I'll move these guys. Oh, I'm out of gold. All right. All right. So you're taking another city.
Trying to.
Nice.
And successful. Wow.
Nice. I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know what's lucky and what's not, really. Okay, so yeah, now I'm definitely on foreign territory.
So you can march your remaining defenders that I kept alive by sacrificing a unit at my undefended city
Oh, good
and
point.
show how easy it is to take.
Thanks. All right. That's a very good thing to demonstrate. All right, we'll combine those. So what Daniel's saying is that he's pulled all of his units out of freedom over here. He's left it totally undefended. So these 4 defenders of mine that are very weak units um, will be able to take the city, even though they're very weak, because the city is undefended. Well, let's go ahead and do that. And I will take these guys. Leave that as it is. So this is the battle. No combat really happened. We just took it. You can see our income went up quite a bit. And once this city was captured, one thing that I haven't shown yet is that it gains 10 defense troops right from the start. Or I guess 11 based on how far along in the game we are. So even if you take a city and have none of your attackers left, you have one guy that just managed to kill off one of their final fighters, immediately the city becomes fortified with 10 defenders. So right now it's turn 13. At turn 15, meat space tumblers become available, and that's the last thing I want to show you. If we can get to a place where I actually have enough gold to buy one.
It's going to be a few turns.
Yeah, that might be a while. I'm going to just keep passing the turn so we can get there kind of quickly. It's turn 15. Now, when you go to a city, you can see that Me Space Tumbler has been added as an option for a unit. And I'm just going to keep passing turns until I have enough gold to buy one of those. Shouldn't be too long, actually. I have a pretty big income right now. All right, should be just one more, and then we'll get there. All right, Daniel is taking his city back, but that's okay because I have more than 4,000 gold. Now, when I go to any one of my cities, I can build a meat space tumbler. This is the part of the game that happens outside of this system in a big way. So what you need to think about when you're building a meat space tumbler is whether... Oh, I just got a message. I don't know what that means. You got to clarify. Um, whether you can guess the lyrics associated with that city. So, for example, uh, the artist in this country is lit, um, and the city is named Frustration. So the lyrics that this city represents are lyrics of a song by Lit that made whoever submitted the lyrics feel frustration. Um, the city name is really more of a clue and a way to distinguish between cities in larger countries. But that's basically it, is that you take the city in the country of an artist, you know, oh, I know the Lit lyrics that somebody submitted. And I'm going to build a meat space tumbler at this city in order to get one step closer to winning the game. So I know these Lit lyrics. I'm going to go to that city, and I'm going to click plus for meat space tumbler. Now I have the meat space tumbler. The meat space tumbler stays on the city. You can see it right here, the little icon for it. It's a very, very weak unit, so it won't really interfere with combat. But kind of in the game outside the game, meat space tumblers stay on the city that they were constructed at. So even if somebody were to come in here and conquer the city of Frustration, the meat space tumbler within this system would die. But we would know that the meat space tumbler was still there. That's why I in the main game am over here, and I can send out a marker to the city of Frustration with Lit over here to demonstrate that there is still a meat space tumbler on that city. So all of this is basically just to say that you've built a meat space tumbler, you know these lyrics, and you're going to message me through email or Facebook, or just find me or send me a text or whatever. Message me the lyrics that you guess are associated with this city and this artist. If you guess correctly, the meat space tumbler will activate. That brings you one step closer to victory. Yeah. Oh, and if your guess is incorrect, you can try again in 24 hours. Important to note that your first two meat space tumblers need to be in a country associated with an artist that you did not submit. So if you submitted these Goldfinger lyrics, you cannot guess those lyrics for your first two tumblers. Your third tumbler, you can guess lyrics for a country that you could, for an artist that you submitted. Once you have 3 active meat space tumblers in countries that you control, all you have to do is guess any lyrics on the board that opens the lock and ends the war, and you're the winner. Daniel, did that cover it, or was that totally unclear?
I think that covers it.
All right.
Certainly, well, since it's an out-of-game mechanic, it's also easier to cover out-of-game if people have more particular questions.
True. Yeah. I'm hoping that once somebody builds a meat space tumbler, I mean, once that actually happens, and you see how that'll be handled outside of the game, so in the Facebook group, for the most part, that might also help clarify it a little bit.
So we did have a question. What affects how much gold you accrue per turn?
Oh, great question.
And that is the countries you own minus the units you control. The units you control have an upkeep of, I think, 10% of whatever they cost to build in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And the countries will give you on the order of 200 gold per turn or 240 even, because I think there's a bonus for having the whole country.
Um, yeah, I think it goes up steadily over time, right?
Yeah. So for right now, Mumford and Sons for me has an income of 236, which is 118% of the base, which is 200.
Right.
And then the whole country bonus, and since it's only one city, I pretty much automatically get that, is 47. And I think that is a base of 40 when you start.
Yep. In my city, the home one that I've held for the entire game, so I've held it for pretty much all the turns, is up to 132%, and that's an income of 306 per turn. So you can see it goes up. One interesting thing, which we did not anticipate, but which is interesting, is that meat space tumblers cause a huge expense per turn. Because they're an expensive unit, they cost 400. So that almost means that you like want to suicide them, right?
Is that the case?
Yeah.
Is there no upkeep for, or no way to remove upkeep from this
I
unit?
I all right. That's an interesting unexpected twist. Here's what I'll say. Once you build a meat space tumbler, and I'll talk to each of you individually. Once you actually build a meat space tumbler, I'll tell you what to do. Um, you select move units. You select only that meat space tumbler, as I'm showing you right now. The meat space tumbler is kind of the circular thing with the music note. Um, you move that unit right outside your city. Um, I will call in an airstrike, and I will destroy it for you. But we can handle that individually once you build a meat space tumbler. Again, it's an expensive unit. It only shows up for the first time after a week of play, and you're not going to be building them too often. So I think we can deal with it on a case by case basis. Any more questions? I don't see any more right now.
Now you're gonna have to wait for the delay.
All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna cut this stream off in just a second. Uh, any last takeaways?
Nope, none for me.
All right. Hopefully this helped clarify things at least a little bit. It did bring up a few surprises on our end, but that's just more excitement. So we will deal with that as the game progresses. Thanks for joining.